Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Whitmire, Director of Education for Lake Conestee Nature Preserve, and I'm here to share my conservation story. So why am I in the job I am today? And a lot of that has to do with my immense passion from birth, I'm pretty sure, for animals. I have always loved animals, and that mainly came out as my family pets growing up. We always had dogs in the house, and I had very unhealthy relationships with them. They were my best friends. They were everything to me. And from that and those relationships I formed with them, it sort of grew to an appreciation and admiration for all living things. I also got to spend a lot of time exploring an undeveloped property behind my neighborhood with the Gaddy boys across the street. My best friend Chris Gaddy and I, we would spend a lot of time on those trails and exploring in the creeks, and there was a rock outcropping, and I would go on my own some and just be present in that space and do what kids do and not answer to anybody and just play. And it was transformative and definitely something that has stuck with me. So because I was so in love with animals, I wanted to take care of them. And as a kid, who takes care of animals? Veterinarians do. So anybody ever asked me what I wanted to become, I would say I want to become a veterinarian. And in 4th grade, I went on a field trip to Rock Eagle 4-H Center, which is an overnight environmental education experience in Georgia, where I grew up. And this is a picture I took there, which became pretty important to me, because this is a picture I took looking up at this person with this bird and going, man, you have a cool job. And so I took a picture of her because I was like, I want to do that. This is awesome. Now, I graduated from high school and went off to study biology so I could become a veterinarian. The summer after my sophomore year, I got the opportunity to go live with my sister, who was living in Alaska. She still does. And I worked as a tech for a veterinarian's office for the summer. And this was a great experience for me. I'd never worked in a veterinary hospital before. And being in Alaska and my sister taking me on hikes and backpacking trips and canoeing and road trips all over the state, I really came to realize that my passion for animals wasn't necessarily through the veterinary venue. I really wanted to focus on wild animals and saving natural spaces for them. So I decided to change my major, which meant I also had to transfer to the University of Georgia. So I graduated with a degree in wildlife biology from University of Georgia, and then started looking at seasonal field biologist jobs. My animal of choice was bear. I actually did a senior thesis on the feeding habits of bears in middle Georgia, which meant I spent hours in a lab looking at bear scat. So quite a resume builder right there. And so when I graduated, I didn't find a bear job right away. I volunteered on the study that I had actually helped with the feed study on for a couple of weeks, but then I got a job in New Mexico studying the hantavirus, and this is a zoonotic disease, which means it passes from animals to humans, and it's prevalent in dry areas like New Mexico. So we were trapping small rodents and collecting blood samples that got sent to a lab. We had to wear these crazy hazmat suits, and it was great. New Mexico was beautiful. I got to see a lot of different parts of the state through that position. After that, I found myself without a job for a while, and I had a friend that was teaching environmental education at Rock Eagle 4-H Center. So I was like, all right, well, I don't have anything right now, and at least I'll know somebody there. So I went to teach, and I loved it. I had a great time. But I still had in my mind that I wanted to be a bear biologist. And I actually found a job in Louisiana working on a study of the Louisiana black bear. So I packed up and went to Louisiana, and we collected hair samples off of barbed wire that we had rigged up in different places and sent those samples off for DNA analysis so that they could track the numbers of this particular subspecies of black bear. And we also got to trap some bears too. So I got to have some up close, impersonal contact with bear. I got to blow dart a bear, and pretty amazing to be able to do something that I'd dreamed about doing. And I did love it, but there was this other thing in me saying this isn't quite right, and I had fallen in love with the environmental education as well. So I went back to that and stayed with it for another season or two and realized that that was really what I wanted to do and what I wanted to focus on. And I got the opportunity to become program coordinator for one of the newer 4-H centers, Fortson 4-H Center. And from there, my love of education grew. I decided to go back to grad school, and I got a teaching certificate and tried classroom teaching as well, which is what brought me to South Carolina. I worked at J.L. Mann teaching biology and environmental science for about 5 years. And I would bring my AP Environmental Science kids to Lake Conestee Nature Park at the time for field trips. And that's when I realized that was my passion. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be teaching kids about the natural world and kind of passing on my desire to save the planet to the next generation. So I would come out and I would just drop a line, if you ever need any more help, let me know. And it worked. And here I am, almost 5 years later. I've been the director of education here for that long. And I am extremely blessed to be able to work in this beautiful place. I am in awe of all of the work that has gone into protecting this space. And I am happy that I get to kind of carry that mission on through education, and hopefully inspire a few kids to do the same themselves, just like this person here, whoever she is. If you ever watch this, you know you did good, okay? Whoever this person is, that instilled in me way long time ago that getting to teach kids about animals and the natural world was a pretty awesome thing. So thanks for listening, and thanks for being a supporter of Lake Conestee Nature Preserve. We hope to see you on the trails real soon, and stay safe, and hopefully we'll get to see you at a program as well in the near future. Bye.